Hesitation is the single biggest roadblock between you and your wildest dreams. It sounds crazy, right? Yet billions spend their lives yearning for change, craving prosperity and freedom, all while stuck in neutral. Worse, many believe alternatives don't exist. But I'll show you one simple habit that, if adopted today, can radically transform your life. Think about 1962. John F. Kennedy's "Let's go to the moon" speech. No guaranteed resources, limited technology, no surefire success. He decided anyway. That decision changed everything. Most people don't actually decide. They think they decide, choosing safe, limited options. Faced with transformative choices, they chicken out. How many times have you dreamt of a career change, starting a business, taking a leap of faith only to tell yourself, "It's not the right time, I need more money, more free time, more support"? That perfect moment never arrives. Time slips away and you're still in the same rut. Over the years, I've noticed few truly master the art of decisive action. A firm, unwavering decision is a game changer, the spark igniting transformation. We're conditioned to believe we need all the resources before taking action, a dangerous trap. If Kennedy had waited for perfect conditions, we'd probably still be earthbound. He didn't wait for the resources. He decided first. That's where life shifts. A genuine decision isn't about the how, only the "I want" and "I will." The path unfolds. It's as if the universe waits for your command to get moving. But while you hesitate, justifying an action, nothing happens. How many people complain about their job, relationship, or finances, yet repeat the same behaviors? They don't change because they haven't truly decided. The truth: if you don't decide, someone else will. Your boss, the government, society, time itself, and you become a prisoner. I lived this. Early in my career as a Toronto firefighter, I was stuck in a dead-end routine, lacking qualifications and prospects. I could have lamented my lack of opportunities, but I made a decision. I quit and started my own business. I didn't know if it would work, but I decided. That decision led to results unimaginable if I'd waited for the perfect moment. Reflect on your life. How many someday dreams remain unfulfilled? Notice the ever-present rationalization for procrastination. More money, more security, more help. But what if the real lack isn't resources but unwavering resolve? Research shows only 3% of people live the life they truly desire, choosing where to live, travel freely, drive their dream car. 3%. Most justify their inability to achieve their desires, mistaking lack of money, time, or opportunity for the actual problem: lack of decision. Deciding is an act of irreversible power. Once decided, excuses vanish. You declare, "This is what I want, and this is where I'm going no matter what." Your life aligns with that choice. Fear and doubt may linger, but energy flows in your favor. Make decision-making a habit. Don't wait for the perfect scenario. It doesn't exist. Decide now and everything starts shifting. Continue waiting and you'll repeat the past. Decide what you truly want, or will you continue self-sabotaging with ineffective small choices? Money, a simultaneous fear and desire. Most view it as scarce, elusive, nearly impossible to obtain in large quantities. We grow up hearing, "Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for every penny, and get-rich-quick schemes never last." These beliefs run so deep that even with more money, guilt, fear of loss, or reckless spending returns them to square one. But money is energy. It flows to those who attract it, especially those who decide to receive it without resistance. I remember when I started understanding this. Before, I lacked ambition and self-confidence, working menial jobs, changing tires, washing cars, exhausting days for low pay. The issue wasn't the work, but my mindset. I believed I couldn't progress. When my thinking changed, money arrived unexpectedly. It's not about fighting for money, but attracting it. Most cling to the excuse, "I can't because I don't have the money." I can't buy my dream home, I can't travel, I can't start my business. They never realize money doesn't precede the decision, it follows. You don't need money to decide, you need the decision for the money to appear. Recent financial behavior studies reveal over 60% are in debt, not from insufficient earnings, but from mismanaging resources. Fear of loss makes them cling to what little they have, blocking abundance. It's like holding your breath. How long before you suffocate? Money is the same. It needs to circulate, to flow. Think of lottery winners who lose it all within years. It's not bad luck, but a lack of mindset shift. Without decision, clarity, and awareness, money escapes. Conversely, people starting from nothing built fortunes because they refused to settle. Oprah Winfrey, born into humble circumstances, faced abuse and rejection, yet decided on a life of abundance. It wasn't luck, it was decision and a mindset shift. Notice the discomfort many feel discussing money. It's taboo. We're conditioned to believe desiring wealth is selfish or greedy, but how can you help others if you can't help yourself? How can you provide for your family if you're insecure? How can you contribute to bigger causes if you can barely pay your bills? Money in the right hands is a tool for expansion, freedom, and purpose. How many times have you missed out on something because you thought you lacked the funds? How many dreams were postponed because they seemed too expensive? Was the issue money or a lack of decision? If you don't believe you deserve wealth, you won't find it. Money isn't the enemy. It reflects your self-belief. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think it's hard, it will be. But if you decide you deserve it and will find it, opportunities, ideas, connections, and unexpected situations will appear. Then, everything changes. Will you continue believing money is an obstacle or decide it's an ally in creating the life you've always wanted? Everything in the universe is in constant motion. Nothing stays still. Every particle, object, and thought vibrates at a specific frequency. It's an immutable law of nature, affecting you whether you believe it or not. Most operate at the same frequency, repeating the same thoughts and creating the same results year after year. They start the year with goals and energy, declaring, "This time will be different," yet end up in the same place, or worse. They remain at the same vibrational frequency as the past. Your thoughts generate feelings. Feelings create actions. Actions produce results. If you think, feel, and act the same, results don't change. It's a vicious cycle. You decide to save but think of scarcity and spend everything. You decide to change careers but vibrate with insecurity, fear, and lack of confidence, returning to the same job. I understood this as a young Toronto firefighter. I lacked prospects and training. From the outside, I seemed destined for that life, but something shifted. I read Think and Grow Rich, which opened my mind. It was like switching radio stations. I left the fire department and, without experience, started my first business. I had no idea how it would work, but I shifted my frequency. The result? In under a year, I earned over $100,000. I didn't change the external world. I changed my thinking, elevating my vibration, attracting new opportunities and results. Every desire and goal exists at a specific frequency. If you desire abundance but think about debt, you vibrate at a scarcity frequency. It's like trying to tune a radio to 99.1 FM when your song is at 104.3 FM. No matter how much you turn the dial, you won't hear the right music. Similarly, no matter how hard you work, if your mind is trapped in negativity, you won't attract prosperity. A fascinating Harvard Business School study shows people trapped in cycles of financial worry make worse decisions in all areas of life. They don't see opportunities, take risks, or innovate. Fear of scarcity lowers their thought frequency, limiting their worldview. When someone thinks abundantly, even without money, the brain expands, new connections form, and decisions become more effective. How often have you said, "I don't know how to do this"? That's the frequency of fear. The secret isn't knowing how, but shifting your vibration to certainty. When you believe you already possess it, are already on your way, you connect to the frequency of what you desire. Ideas you couldn't see before emerge. People appear. Unexpected opportunities arise, and you feel everything conspires in your favor. Most try to achieve goals at a much higher frequency than they currently occupy. They want abundance but vibrate with worry, freedom but vibrate with insecurity, love but vibrate with neediness. You can't attract something elevated while remaining at a low level. You must decide to move, Starting in your mind, what frequency are you vibrating at? Are you repeating past results, trapped in a cycle of fear, or willing to adjust your tuning to access a new level of life? Imagination is your most powerful tool, but you likely haven't learned to use it consciously. As children, we were encouraged to dream, but as we grew, school, society, and family taught us to be realistic, not to daydream. That's where we start limiting ourselves. Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge is based on what already exists, while imagination creates what doesn't. Everything in your reality was once someone's imagination. Your phone, car, house, chair. Someone imagined it before it became real. Most only imagine difficulties. They lie in bed mentally constructing scenarios of fear, bills, debts, job loss. They spend hours imagining exactly what they don't want and wonder why they attract more of the same. The mind doesn't differentiate between imagination and reality. If you repeatedly create negative images, your body reacts, emotions plummet, and actions become limited. When repeated, results inevitably match what you projected. Think of Steve Jobs. He didn't know how to build a tech empire when he started. He didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle, but he had such a clear vision that he convinced others to believe with him. He used imagination as a tool of creation, not fear. The vision became reality. He didn't wait to understand the how, he trusted the image. What image do you hold within? When you think of the future, do you see abundance, freedom, doing what you love, or are you trapped in bills, debt, and a job you hate? The image you hold today shapes your tomorrow. A small vision yields small results. A limited vision, a limited life. I remember imagining a lifestyle completely different from my own. At the time, it made no sense. I lacked training, contacts, and money, but I started visualizing travel, better living, helping others transform their lives. Gradually, I began acting as if I were already that person. When you see yourself in the future and bring that image into the present, something powerful happens. Your choices change. You stop acting limited and start acting expansive. Positive psychology research shows people visualizing goals daily are up to 30% more likely to achieve them than those who don't. It's not magic, but the mind believing it's possible and the body acting accordingly. The brain creates new neural connections that direct behavior toward what you imagine clearly and emotionally. If you think imagination is childish or useless, you're wasting your greatest tool. The difference between remaining trapped in your current reality and creating a new life lies in the quality of the images you hold within. Have you used your imagination to expand your life or reinforce the same old limitations? When pursuing something big, something unusual, expect doubt, criticism, and ridicule. Most don't understand those who dare to dream big. They prefer comfort, following the crowd. When someone breaks that mold, they think they've lost their mind. I experienced this. When I quit the stable fire department job to start my business, the reaction was almost unanimous. You're making a mistake. It's too risky. It's illogical. Some laughed, but I knew that listening to the majority would condemn my future to resemble the past. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite fear. Fear will be there. It whispers, what if it fails? What if you lose everything? What if you can't? But courage replies, what if it succeeds? What if I achieve the life I've always wanted? Fear tries to hold you back, but only courage liberates. Nelson Mandela said, courage isn't the absence of fear, but triumph over it. That's one of the greatest truths. You've probably experienced this. You wanted a job change but feared instability. You wanted to start a project but feared failure. You wanted to end a relationship but feared loneliness. Because of that fear, you remained stuck in unfulfilling situations. How much time have you wasted listening to fear? How many years have been consumed by hesitation? Research published in Psychological Science shows people regret inaction more than actions that went wrong. It's better to err trying than to live with the weight of never having tried. Because when you try, you learn, grow, and strengthen. When you don't, you only age with regret. I remember a sleepless night considering everything that could go wrong, leaving the security of a steady job. Fear consumed me, but a small voice said, "If you don't do this now, you'll spend your life wondering what could have been." That's the voice I chose to hear. That was courage. Not because fear vanished, but because I decided not to let it control my life. Boldness provides an expanding world. Support emerges from unexpected places. Opportunities bloom. Paths open. But none of this precedes the bold decision. Results are a consequence of courageous action. It's like walking a night path. Vision is limited, but each step illuminates the next section. Courage isn't a luxury, it's a vital necessity. Without it, you remain a prisoner of your known reality. With it, the possibility of an unimaginable life becomes tangible. Will you yield to fear or dare to act, even if your choice is misunderstood? Everything I've shared converges on one point: decision. It defines the course of your journey. I'm not talking about superficial decisions made in the morning and forgotten by night. I mean the unwavering, definitive, irreversible decision, with no turning back. A genuine decision frees you from the past, creating a new beginning. It's like closing one door forever and opening another to a completely different destination. That's what happened when I left the fire service. No degree, professional experience, or detailed plan, just my decision. From that moment, everything changed. I met incredible people. Unexpected opportunities arose and I moved forward. Decision creates movement. When you decide, the world reorganizes around you. Many wait for ideal conditions, more financial resources, time, support, or knowledge. The truth is reversed. Ideal conditions emerge after the decision. How many times have you said, "I'll start when I have the money"? But without the initial decision, the money doesn't arrive. "I'll change when I have time," but time doesn't appear because you spend energy on things you don't love. Decision is the key. There's an unforgettable phrase: when your belief and desire align, you merge with them. At that moment, manifestation begins. By truly deciding, your mind tunes to the frequency of the desired result. At this frequency, you act as if you've already achieved the goal. This shift attracts new situations, people, and opportunities. It may seem like magic, but it's science. Physics shows everything is energy, including your thoughts. By changing your energy, you change what you attract. Ever noticed how life's biggest breakthroughs, that amazing trip, the dream job, even unexpected windfalls, often follow a moment of unwavering resolve? It's not about wishing, it's about acting as if. Committing fully to a decision fundamentally shifts your identity. You stop being the person who wants it and become the person who has it. This internal transformation is so powerful, it's palpable to others. Some might shy away, unable to grasp your newfound certainty, while others are drawn in by its magnetic force. Regardless, your reality changes. So, here's a challenge. Think of something you've put off, maybe for months, maybe for years, something that could genuinely elevate your life, but you've never quite pulled the trigger on. A new business, a career change, finally finishing that degree, a personal project, even moving to a new city. Pick something right now. For the next 30 days, act as if that decision is already made. Feel what it's like to live that reality. Take small daily actions, even if you can't see the whole path ahead. With consistent effort, you'll unlock hidden reserves of strength and opportunity. This isn't just about making a decision, it's about living the decision. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it. Genuine, unshakable conviction makes the impossible possible. Are you going to keep postponing your dreams, or will you make the decision today that alters your destiny? Nothing changes until you decide to change it. The decision is the catalyst, the seed from which everything else grows. Your current circumstances, past struggles, they're irrelevant. A true unwavering decision will catapult you onto a new trajectory. If this resonates with you, let's keep going. The next video is waiting, and it's going to take you even deeper into this journey of self-discovery, helping you build a better version of yourself, one day at a time. I'll see you there, where we'll continue exploring the power of decisive action, building a fulfilling life, overcoming obstacles, and achieving your goals with determination and persistence. We'll delve into creating a life of purpose, the importance of resilience and adaptability, finding work-life balance, and nurturing meaningful relationships. Every step brings you closer to your dreams, creating a future filled with achievement and growth. Get ready for the next exciting chapter of self-discovery and transformation, unlocking the secrets to lasting success and happiness. Are you in?